Okay, start record. So basically, Android lifecycle consists of seven methods, and it is controlled by seven methods called on create, on start, on restart, on resume, on pause, on stop, and on destroy. So this is the life cycle how it will go when we activity or the app is launched. The starting point is on create. After that, from on create, it will go to on start, and when the as app is visible to the user, and when the user is interacting with the app, then it will go to on resume. When you are pressing a home button or when you are moving from one activity to another activity, it will go to on pause state and on stop. Once again we are pulling back the app which is in pause state, then it will again go to on restart, on start, and on resume. So this is the flow. So this is the flow chart. Same way, our app also will be launched. So now let us see. Let us go through each and everything. So as I said already, on create is the starting point of any app. So it's like a constructor of a class in C++. So on stop, when the activity is visible to the becoming visible to the user, then on start will get called. And on resume is the actually the place where the app is visible to the user and the user is interacting with the app. So on pause is called when the app is not visible to the user. On stop is called when the app is no longer visible to the user, and is on destroy will get called when the app is completely destroyed. So when the app is not running in the background and when the app is completely destroyed, on destroyed will get called. So this is the basic flow of how the Android lifecycle will work. So now let us write the piece of code. And here, one important point which I want you to guys to notice is like on create and on destroy methods are called only once. If you can see here, so on create will be called only once and on destroy method will be called only once. In between these methods, based upon the life cycle like on pause, on start, and all, it will may be repeated, but on create and destroy, these are a kind of like when we compare to C or C++, it's a kind of like constructor and destructor. So they'll be called only once. So now let us create an sample app, and in sample app we'll try to override all the methods and see how the flow looks like. Okay. So so let us create a new fresh project called empty activity, and I'll rename this project as life cycle. So let us click on finish. So it's loading. As you can see here, it's completely loading and still the project is getting created for me. Yes, now you can see the project is completely created for me, and you can see I can see all the folders. So now basically by default, when we launch an activity or when the activity has been created, on create will be provided for you and it will be overridden. So now let us try to override all the other functions as well, like on start, on resume and all. So how do I do that? Just I'll type on start. Okay. So let me first override all this. Then we can say on resume. Then I'll say on restart. And I'll say on stop. And I'll say on pause. Okay. So then I'll override on destroy. So as you can see here, I have overridden all the methods. Let us count them. One, two, three, four. Then we have five, six, seven. So as we have already told you that Android activity lifecycle is controlled by four methods. So four methods we have overridden. Let us try to put some logs here. So I just want to put a log here. I'll just say log dot d of so we'll say on create. That's it. Okay. So same way, I'll try to write a log message everywhere, like with the method name, like on start. And here I'll say on resume. And here I have written re- restart, pause, stop, and then finally I'll just say on destroy. So all the methods we have overridden, and we'll just see the life cycle. I'll just put these I mean the project and functionality side by side to explain you how the process is getting called and what will happen. Okay. So I'll just connect my mobile. Now I have connected my mobile, and here we can see my mobile has been detected. Now I'll try to just yeah, yeah, I'll just run this app over here in my mobile. One sec. I need to change my compiler sticker. Okay, so one sec. Yep, done. Or let me try to build the app again. I'll just open Wiser here. You can see what's happening in my mobile. Yeah. So now I'll just click on install. So my app is getting installed over here. Okay, my app is installed, and if you can see, I'll just show the logcat. In logcat, so here we can just see the methods like on create, on resume, and on start has been uh, created, and we can see here since the app is visible as per this flow, we can see on create, on start, on resume and get called. And now I'll just hit on home button. Uh, one sec. So, so my God. Okay, let it be. So I just hit on a home button. When I hit on home button, you can see my app is still running in the background. I just paused my app. So here, when you see the life cycle here, you can see on pause and on stop. So now this on stop, when activity is no longer visible, activity comes into background, it will come to pause state. And when activity means the app or the screen is not longer visible, then it go to pause state. Then again, if I open the app, it will go to restart, on start, on resume. You can see this flow. So I'll just show my screen and I'll just open the app again. So it is in resume state now. So you can see here after on stop again, it is on start, on resume and on stop. I mean the same life cycle as for this flow chart it will come. And now if I completely close the app, now I have completely closed the app, and if you can see in my mobile there is nothing running in the background. I completely close the app and you can see here the app is completely closed and it's ended. So this is the basically the life cycle of Android and how does it work as we have seen through the app. So that's it for today's class.